Okay, gang, check out this piece of work. This is Yzma, the Emperor's advisor. Living proof that dinosaurs once roamed the Earth.
It's gotta stop.
And let's not forget...
It is no concern of mine whether your family has... What was it again?
food?
Ha! You really should have thought of that before you became peasants. We're through here. Take him away. Next!
Hey guys, it's Disney52 here, and today I'm here with Georgie.
Hey guys!
And we are doing the last costume of the frickin' 4 costumes we had to do. So our last costume is Yzma, my costume, personally. So we already prepped a couple things. We already have the earrings done, and Georgie is working on the wire for posing the feathers on my back. At first I thought they were gonna fall out of the bag, and I was really scared. I was like, wait, I'm not supposed to pick it up like that. So we are going to also be transforming this hat into like kind of a little cap. We're gonna be cutting off like all of this because we don't need it.
So if you look down right there, you'll see a picture of the animated Yzma and what we're going to be going for.
Yeah.
So you see she's got the big the big feather top to her hat, and that's what we're going to be creating. Before we do that, why don't we go ahead, do you want to trace out the feather shape?
Sure, yeah.
And get that in place?
Wait, should I use one of those feathers to...
They're not long enough.
All right. Okay.
We need basically from the top
all the way down
to the bottom.
cutting the hat. Do you want to do something else? I don't know what you would like to do.
Alright, I guess I will start doing the tape.
Yeah. The last time I tried to do the hat and I failed very badly. So I'm just going to let George do like all the taping from now on because I don't trust myself to tape anymore. Finished the huge feather, and then also the cap, which is very small compared to my head. Oh, tilt forward and fall off. Dang it!
All right, so here comes the tricky part. We have to figure out how we're going to attach this to this. So that ought to be interesting.
As George uses his hands to try and bend the feather.
Right. Attach this to the top of the hat.
Which with what? Hot glue.
Look at the feather is very heavy.
If you guys can see at home, okay, I'm gonna turn it around as slow as I can so it stays stabilized. Look at that! Why?
It basically just sunk.
Just like.
All right.
That's great.
All right. So.
It made a permanent indent. Hey. All right. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna keep my. Okay. I'm probably just. Use my head. Use my head as a helper for this, and I really don't care.
All right. I think that one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trim
it up.
the feather up and narrow it a little bit. It seems a little too wide, and I think that'll help us a bit. It's nice and sturdy.
Yeah, just a bit big.
Just a bit big.
And also heavy because it made an indent in the hat.
So we'll trim this up, and then we'll see if we can hot glue that on, and we'll see how that goes. Okay.
Okay, so we're finally back after about 20 minutes of trying to make this hat work. George, do you mind explaining it?
All right, so we took and we hot glued the feather onto the cap, but the pirate cap was actually too narrow. It just barely sits on Addie's head. So what we did was we took a wig cap and we attached it to the front of the hat so that we can pull that back and then snap that around behind her hair and hold it in place. And then we'll take a little bit of adhesive tape and stick it to the back so that it doesn't come loose as we're walking around the parks on the night that we are doing the event show.
Also, note this. If you're going to be doing this in Disney, I would advise not to ride any rides with any of these hats on, because they will fly off and they'll be gone forever.
Well, hopefully not, because we need to get some good pictures on Space Mountain with Yzma and Kronk riding.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh, and probably not Splash Mountain, but we do need to get like some sort of wet ride because they do have a wet ride. No, if they only took a picture and It's a Small World. If only.
That would be funny. All right, so
wait, if we had my dad to take it, if Dad and Mom sat in front of us, if we went as like two separate people, we could have Mom and Dad sit in front of us as a separate two, and then they would take the picture of us from the front. And then, I would be like, and then you would be like,
that's perfect.
so why don't we do that?
All right, I think that's a good plan.
Sorry, we were just pre-planning.
All right, so next up we have to make Yzma's feather collar.
And we didn't know how to do this.
And we still don't know how to do it. But
we have 10 feathers, by the way.
But I think that what we're going to do is we're going to take this black fabric. We're going to cut us a nice long strip. We will put the feathers inside and then fold the fabric up.
So it doesn't start
so that they don't start poking you in the neck. Okay, we think we figured this out. So we have a plan. So we've got a strip of fabric folded in half. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the feathers and we're going to line them up through here. We're going to fold this back over to enclose them. And then we're going to we're going to finish off the ends, attach some Velcro here so it holds snug on Addie's neck. Figured this out. So we folded that up and around the feathers. The feathers were a little tricky because you have to get them where they fold and fall out, and they just all wanted to fall forward. And then we attached a little bit of Velcro to both sides. So we close it over.
So like the spiky side would be on the outer bit, and then the fuzzy side would be on the inner bit, so you can do a circular Velcro.
All right, so I'm gonna pull your hair up. Let's see what we got here. All right, so we may have to, the last two feathers may have to come off.
Like, I mean, I can see just fine.
We bend them out and away from your face a little bit, and then
I got this. There we go.
let me see.
And he's like, no, this doesn't look good.
That's better when your hair is up and the feathers can actually all show.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So we're just gonna have to play a little bit with the feathers, bend them out a little bit to make them
We're definitely
hold
gonna
their
have to
shape
put
a little bit better.
We're definitely gonna have to put the hat on first.
Yeah, yeah, definitely the
There's
hat
no-
on first.
Because there's no way I'm gonna physically be able to put that on with my hair up.
All right, so
That's actually all of the costume.
that's it.
It's for the
Yeah.
and then we just bought like a really long dress with it was just a regular cut, and we bought a black one for Yzma's costume, and then of course we have the hat that we finished today, and then this collar, and then also I would advise this is that you can do some makeup on yourself, because Yzma has very much of makeup and also a lot of wrinkles, which you should probably show. And also we have a little craft to do for a prop that Yzma carries. I don't know if we're gonna be carrying that around the park, not probably just for like or photos, but we are going to be taking, hold on, let me go get it from off screen. We're going to be taking one of these bottles, we have a lot of them, and we are going to be making this little paper thing. And it was the Death and the Llama paper thing, because it's supposed to fold over and look like Death, and when you straighten it out, it's a llama on the inside.
Yep, so that'll finish this out. We'll step into the dress, put the collar on, put the hat on, and make sure we like the way it looks. And we'll be right back.
Alright.
So the night of the party, we forgot to put the potion bottle together. The bottle, however, is just an optional prop. The final version of Yzma's hat, we swapped out the flimsy pirate cap for one that was much more sturdy.
Okay guys, so I personally think the collar and the dress turned out well. It's just the feather, this big huge feather, has some problems. I don't know why, but it keeps on like not staying on my head, so we're probably going to be using double-sided tape or something along that line. But this entire video, we made the collar, which is just made out of fabric, feathers, and hot glue, and then also our head cap, which in fact needs to have a wig cap on the inside, taped to the front mainly, or hot glued more or less. That's what he did. And then also any type of like small hat that you can find that's black, and then of course what we did for the huge feather, and then also wearing a secondary wig cap because it can slide off very easily, and also it's not going to really stay on your head very well. So that's what we did for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and leave a comment down below for another video suggestion, and subscribe for more, and I will see you next time with Georgie. Bye.
See you at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party.
It's brilliant, 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 I tell you. Genius, I say. Or, to save on postage, I'll just poison him with this. Take it, Kronk. Feel the power.
Oh, I can feel it.
Our moment of triumph approaches. It's dinner time. But, Your Highness, I was only dealing with meaningless peasant matters.
Whoa.
I may have...
Look at these wrinkles. What is holding this woman together? What the... How long has that been there? Oh, and by the way, you're fired.
Fired? What do you mean, fired?
How else can I say it? You're being let go, your department is being downsized, you're part of an outplacement. We're going in a different direction, we're not picking up your option. Take your pick. I got more.
But you...